If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. The NFL world has been shaken to its core as whispers turned into an explosive rumor that could redefine the league's power dynamics. Aaron Donald, the defensive titan whose presence has terrorized quarterbacks for nearly a decade, is reportedly on the verge of a monumental deal with the Cleveland Browns, a team that has been hungry for a transformative star. Sources suggest that this isn't a minor move or a simple free agent signing. The numbers being discussed could potentially set a new standard in NFL history, a contract so staggering that even the most cynical analysts are struggling to process it. Imagine the synergy, the headlines, the sheer intimidation factor on the field. Donald lining up on the Browns' defensive line might turn their games into defensive showcases, forcing offenses to rethink every snap. Fans and insiders alike are already speculating about how this could shift the balance of power in the AFC North. And if the deal materializes, it may catapult Cleveland into serious Super Bowl contention. Rumors suggest that team executives have been negotiating behind closed doors for weeks, trying to orchestrate a deal that satisfies Donald's unparalleled talent while maintaining the team's long-term strategy. Industry experts are buzzing with theories on how this could disrupt the free agent market for years to come. Reports indicate that Donald's potential arrival in Cleveland is not just about stats or salary. It's about legacy and influence. Analysts point out that Donald has consistently been a game-changer, earning multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards, and his ability to dominate offensive lines is unmatched. The Browns, known for a mix of inconsistency and flashes of brilliance, could suddenly find themselves with a defensive juggernaut capable of altering the way opponents approach every game. Speculation is rampant about how this move could affect team morale, with younger players likely inspired by the chance to play alongside a generational talent. The locker room dynamics could evolve, leadership roles could shift, and fans are already imagining the energy in the stadium when Donald makes his inevitable highlight reel plays. According to insiders, the Browns front office has been quietly positioning cap space and restructuring contracts to accommodate a deal of this magnitude. Social media is exploding with a mixture of disbelief and excitement, as supporters and skeptics weigh the implications. Rumors suggest the deal may include unprecedented performance bonuses, incentives that could push Donald's earnings into historically unprecedented territory. Speculation around the contract structure has become a topic of intense discussion among NFL analysts and journalists. There are murmurs that this deal might include clauses that extend beyond the standard player agreements, offering Donald unique privileges on endorsements, media appearances, and even involvement in organizational decisions. If true, it would mark a paradigm shift in how elite defensive players negotiate with teams, positioning Donald not merely as a player, but as a brand within the Browns franchise. Fans are imagining the scenarios in which Donald could mentor up-and-coming linemen, reshape defensive schemes, and create a culture of dominance that extends far beyond a single season. Meanwhile, rival teams are undoubtedly taking notes, concerned that such a signing could tilt competitive balance and force them to rethink their own free agent strategies. Even commentators who normally remain neutral are openly speculating that this move could inspire other top-tier defenders to seek similar deals, potentially redefining the market for generational talents across the league. The drama is palpable, and the suspense surrounding the official announcement has left the sports world in a state of eager anticipation. Insiders hint that Donald's potential decision was influenced not only by the financial allure, but also by a personal connection to the Browns' coaching staff and city. Sources close to the player suggest that he sees Cleveland as an opportunity to cement his legacy, not only statistically but culturally within the team and fan base. The timing of these talks aligns with strategic moves in the NFL calendar, where teams are evaluating their rosters, assessing strengths and weaknesses, and preparing for a free agent frenzy. The Browns have apparently presented a vision of championship contention, convincing Donald that he could be the cornerstone of a franchise capable of competing at the highest level. Meanwhile, social media leaks and anonymous reports have fanned the flames, with fans speculating on potential draft implications, defensive formations, and game day strategies that could evolve from his arrival. The buzz has become so intense that betting lines, fantasy football projections, and even sports talk radio have been disrupted, reflecting the profound impact this rumor could have even before being confirmed. Strategists are debating how the addition of a player like Donald could transform the Browns' defensive identity. Analysts argue that his presence could allow the coaching staff to adopt more aggressive schemes, leveraging his unparalleled ability to pressure quarterbacks, disrupt plays, and anchor the defensive front. The ripple effects might extend across the entire roster, changing how other defensive players perform, how the secondary is utilized, and even influencing offensive personnel decisions due to the heightened expectations. According to insiders, part of the negotiation involved ensuring Donald would have a say in defensive coordination, a rare privilege for a player, but one that reflects his status as one of the most impactful defenders in NFL history. The potential for the Browns to dominate games through a defensive renaissance has commentators imagining a season where scoring becomes an arduous task for opponents, and where Cleveland suddenly emerges as a feared powerhouse in a league historically dominated by high-scoring offenses. Rumors have fueled debates over whether this would represent the greatest single-player acquisition in Browns history, eclipsing previous marquee signings and reshaping fan expectations. The rumor mill suggests that Donald's potential move to Cleveland is also causing subtle shifts across the league. Teams with similar ambitions are reportedly reevaluating their defensive priorities, considering whether to pursue high-profile players to counteract the seismic shift the Browns could represent. Analysts are predicting a domino effect in which other franchises feel compelled to make bold, aggressive moves to remain competitive, potentially triggering a wave of blockbuster trades, free agent signings, and contract renegotiations. Meanwhile, fantasy football enthusiasts are scrambling to reassess their lineups, projecting the statistical impact of Donald's presence on sacks, turnovers, and overall defensive dominance. Even casual fans, typically less attuned to defensive strategy, are caught up in the frenzy, tweeting, posting, and speculating about the magnitude of such a signing. The cultural impact of this rumor extends beyond the field, influencing sports talk shows, podcasts, and local media coverage, creating an environment where the narrative of Donald joining the Browns becomes almost unavoidable, dominating conversations from morning shows to late-night discussions. Whispers about the deal's intricacies suggest that Donald's representatives are negotiating with a level of precision rarely seen in the NFL. The discussions reportedly include guarantees, incentives, and team performance clauses designed to reward sustained excellence, reflecting the player's confidence in his ability to continue dominating at the highest level. Industry insiders point out that such a deal, if confirmed, could inspire a new era of player empowerment, where elite athletes leverage their talent to shape not only contracts but organizational decisions and team culture. The speculation alone has created an atmosphere of intense anticipation, with journalists, commentators, and analysts poring over every potential scenario. Fans are dissecting mock-ups of the Browns' defensive formations, imagining Donald at the heart of blitz packages, stunts, and pressure schemes. There is a growing sense that this potential signing could redefine not just Cleveland's season, but the very way teams evaluate, compensate, and integrate generational talent into the NFL ecosystem, creating ripples that extend far beyond the immediate headlines. The social media storm surrounding Aaron Donald's rumored Cleveland move shows no signs of slowing down. Every tweet, post, and news snippet fuels speculation, with fan reactions ranging from euphoric celebration to incredulous disbelief. Memes, videos, and reaction compilations are circulating at a dizzying pace, amplifying the sense of urgency and excitement surrounding the potential blockbuster deal. Analysts are exploring every angle, from salary cap implications to projected statistical outputs, while team insiders cautiously hedge their statements, unwilling to confirm details but unwilling to dismiss the chatter. Betting markets are reacting, fantasy football analysts are adjusting rankings, and fans are beginning to plan for what could be a transformative season. The sheer magnitude of Donald potentially joining the Browns has created a narrative that transcends ordinary sports news, morphing into a cultural event that dominates discussion across multiple platforms. If the rumors are true, this signing could be remembered as one of the most shocking, impactful, and consequential moments in recent NFL history, reshaping both the perception of the Browns and the strategic calculus of rival franchises. Speculation continues to intensify as insiders hint that Aaron Donald's rumored Cleveland move could alter the very fabric of the AFC North. Analysts suggest that his presence might force rival teams like the Ravens and Steelers to reconsider offensive strategies, adjusting blocking schemes, quarterback protections, and even draft priorities. The Browns, historically plagued by inconsistency and untapped potential, could suddenly transform into a defensive powerhouse capable of dictating the pace of games. Sources indicate that Donald's influence could extend beyond the field, shaping team culture, mentoring younger linemen, and instilling a mindset focused on dominance, discipline, and relentless pursuit of victory. Social media reactions reflect this growing anticipation, with fans creating elaborate graphics, hypothetical highlight reels, and countless what-if scenarios exploring Donald's impact on the franchise. Meanwhile, contract experts speculate about the unprecedented financial structure being discussed, including performance incentives, guaranteed bonuses, and potential leadership roles within team operations. The buzz has escalated to such an extent that even casual NFL observers are tracking every minor leak, analyzing the smallest hints for confirmation. Rumors suggest that if finalized, this deal could set a precedent for future defensive superstars, signaling a new era where elite players not only demand extraordinary compensation, but also redefine team strategy and influence in ways previously unseen in professional football. Sources close to the negotiations hint that the discussions between Donald and the Browns front office have been intensely meticulous, reflecting both the player's extraordinary value and the organization's ambition to capitalize on this generational talent. Industry insiders report that multiple rounds of proposals, counteroffers, and strategic recalculations have occurred behind closed doors, each designed to balance Donald's demands with long-term team objectives. Analysts speculate that the potential contract could include creative clauses, such as performance escalators tied to sack totals, playoff appearances, or defensive metrics, along with provisions allowing Donald to participate in coaching consultations or defensive planning. If accurate, such arrangements would mark a groundbreaking shift in player influence, demonstrating the unprecedented leverage top-tier defensive athletes can wield in the modern NFL. Meanwhile, the Browns fan base has erupted in digital fervor, producing speculative analyses, mock press conferences, and fantasy football projections to explore the impact of Donald's arrival. Sports commentators are debating whether this move could serve as a blueprint for future player-team negotiations, potentially reshaping the market for elite defensive talent across the league. Every leak, every whisper, and every analyst opinion is feeding the narrative of a seismic shift in the NFL, where Cleveland positions itself as a destination for generational players seeking both glory and transformative influence. Industry observers are closely monitoring the ripple effects that Donald's rumored signing could generate across the league. Rival franchises reportedly have started reassessing their defensive strategies, considering the possibility that Cleveland could dominate not just individual games, but entire seasons if Donald joins the roster. Teams may feel compelled to pursue other high-profile defensive stars to maintain competitive balance, potentially triggering a cascade of blockbuster trades, free agent acquisitions, and restructured contracts. Fantasy football analysts are already recalculating rankings, predicting sack totals, forced fumbles, and defensive touchdowns with Donald anchoring the line. Meanwhile, commentators are speculating about how the Browns' coaching staff might adjust schemes to maximize his talents, from blitz packages to stunts designed to exploit Donald's extraordinary athleticism and football IQ. Social media has become a breeding ground for debates, mock drafts, and viral content imagining the electrifying moments Donald could create in Cleveland Stadium. Rumors also suggest that this potential signing may affect sponsorships, ticket sales, and merchandising, highlighting the broader economic impact of acquiring a player of Donald's stature. Analysts agree that if confirmed, this move wouldn't just elevate Cleveland. It could redefine the parameters of what a franchise can achieve through strategic, high-profile acquisitions, changing the NFL landscape in ways previously unimaginable. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. Whispers indicate that Donald's rumored move to Cleveland is as much about legacy as it is about financial compensation. Sources close to the player suggest that he envisions himself as a transformative figure, someone capable of changing not only the trajectory of the Browns, but also the culture of the entire organization. Analysts note that this aligns with Donald's reputation as a leader, mentor, and dominant presence, qualities that transcend mere statistics. The Browns, historically seeking stability and a winning identity, might finally find a cornerstone capable of anchoring their defensive philosophy for years. Discussions around team dynamics indicate that younger players could benefit enormously from Donald's presence, absorbing knowledge, work ethic, and an approach to the game that has consistently made him a nightmare for opposing offenses. Meanwhile, fans are imagining the stadium atmosphere, the roar that would accompany every sack, tackle for loss, and game-changing play. Social media platforms are flooded with speculative content, from reaction videos to hypothetical press conferences, reflecting a fanbase eager to witness a historic transformation. Rumors further suggest that Donald's move could influence draft strategies, salary cap decisions, and even future coaching hires, reinforcing the idea that his potential arrival is more than a player acquisition. It's a cultural shift with far-reaching implications, both on and off the field. Analysts are dissecting every potential nuance of Donald joining the Browns, from on-field performance to strategic ramifications. With a player of his caliber, coaches could adopt more aggressive defensive alignments, knowing that Donald's presence commands respect and demands double teams from opponents. This could free up other defenders to make plays, create turnovers, and execute schemes previously considered high risk. Sports journalists are speculating about how this domino effect might redefine the Browns' defensive identity, turning a middling unit into one of the most feared in the league. Meanwhile, rumors of contract incentives tied to statistical milestones, playoff success, and team achievements continue to circulate, underscoring the complexity and magnitude of the potential deal. Fans and analysts alike are exploring hypothetical scenarios in which Donald disrupts the offensive flow of top-tier quarterbacks, creating highlight reel plays and shifting momentum in critical moments. The conversation has extended to rival franchises, prompting teams to consider counter-strategies and potentially reallocate resources to maintain competitiveness. Industry insiders assert that even the speculation alone has already influenced decision-making, demonstrating Donald's ability to shape the league without officially signing. The anticipation surrounding this rumor underscores the profound impact a single generational player can have, transforming not only a franchise but potentially an entire division, season after season. Financial experts and NFL insiders are also speculating about the economic ramifications of this potential blockbuster deal. Sources suggest that Donald's rumored contract could redefine market expectations for elite defensive players, influencing salary negotiations, performance incentives, and endorsement deals league-wide. Analysts point out that if Cleveland successfully secures Donald, it could spark a trend in which teams increasingly prioritize acquiring generational defensive talent, reshaping budget allocations, draft strategies, and long-term planning. Sponsorship deals, ticket sales, and merchandise revenue may all see a boost, reflecting the broader commercial impact of adding a player of Donald's stature. Meanwhile, social media has amplified the frenzy, with fans producing memes, videos, and analysis threads, creating a digital ecosystem entirely fueled by speculation. Commentators are discussing the potential long-term effects on player empowerment, the negotiation leverage of star athletes, and how Donald's influence might extend into coaching consultations, defensive planning, and team culture. The narrative unfolding around Cleveland's rumored acquisition is not just about football. It's about market disruption, fan engagement, and redefining expectations for what a single player can contribute both on and off the field, shaping perceptions across the NFL and beyond. Rumors suggest that Donald's potential arrival could dramatically shift team strategies, with the Browns adopting schemes tailored to maximize his extraordinary skill set. Analysts highlight how Donald's ability to pressure quarterbacks, control gaps, and anchor defensive formations could inspire more aggressive blitz packages, rotations, and coverage adjustments. Coaches may restructure the defensive line rotation, pairing Donald with complementary talent to exploit matchups and create chaos for opposing offenses. Social media speculation has already visualized every conceivable scenario, from game-changing plays in pivotal matchups to the psychological impact on rival quarterbacks intimidated by Donald's presence. Fans are buzzing with excitement, imagining stadium chants, viral highlights, and a new era of defensive dominance in Cleveland. Industry insiders emphasize that this move, if confirmed, would not only alter the Browns' defensive identity, but could force the entire AFC North to adjust strategies, salaries, and talent pipelines. Draft priorities might shift toward acquiring supporting defensive talent, free agent pursuits could accelerate, and salary cap management may need to be reimagined. Even without official confirmation, the ripple effects of this rumor demonstrate the extraordinary influence of a single generational player, creating anticipation, debate, and excitement that extends far beyond Cleveland's city limits and NFL's conventional boundaries. The crescendo of speculation surrounding Aaron Donald's rumored Cleveland move has reached fever pitch, capturing the attention of fans, analysts, and even casual sports observers. Every detail, from contract clauses to team strategy implications, is dissected and debated, fueling a narrative that has grown beyond a mere signing into a cultural phenomenon. Social media continues to erupt with fan reactions, mock press conferences, highlight reel projections, and endless what-if scenarios exploring the magnitude of Donald's potential impact. Industry experts highlight how this rumor alone has influenced market behavior, salary expectations, and even strategic planning for rival franchises across the league. Analysts are projecting that Donald's arrival could not only transform the Browns' defensive identity, but also inspire a new era of player empowerment, where elite athletes negotiate influence over team operations, strategic planning, and organizational culture. Fans envision a new chapter of highlight reel plays, dominant performances, and memorable moments that could elevate Cleveland's profile on the national stage. If the rumors materialize, this signing would be remembered as one of the most impactful and shocking in recent NFL history, reshaping both the Browns' trajectory and the broader league landscape, creating an era defined by strategic brilliance, financial innovation, and generational talent on full display. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!